You just tuned into the baddest podcast in the universe. If you don't know, now you know.
I must be favored to know, yeah. I take my hands and praise your lies. It's the way that we can ride. It's the way that we can ride. Think I'm meant to win another life, so break me up another time. You're up around me and you give me life, and that's why night after night I'll be loving you right. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Ray Daniels, my man.
Thanks for having me, brother. Thank you.
All I can say is
Thank you, man. I appreciate that.
you got the baddest boy in the world writing records. He wins the Grammy for Songwriter of the Year.
I got the #1
and
song in the
beats
country.
out. Some people say he beats out the people on the list, but he beats out the people that wasn't on the list.
Whole game. First black person to ever win.
Before I move forward, the glasses, this dope sweater, you're just like smooth. Was you always this guy?
I might have thought I was, but in reality, I wasn't. I was always funny.
Funny as a comic?
Like when I was in high school, the only thing my teacher ever told me I could be was a comedian.
Really?
Like I never was told, like I was not good in grades, not good in sports, not music, nothing. My teachers would say, "You're so funny, you should be a stand-up comedian." So that's what I was. I was known for being funny. So but when you're from the hood, you like clothes, man. You want to get fresh, like nothing makes you feel better. The shades came later on in life because I was a podcaster. I'm like, how am I gonna stand out? I was like, I should just always wear shades, right? Like it was like the pod was basically like an experiment, and I'm just practicing what I preach because I'm telling artists, it's not hard to break you. You just all over the place. You got to just stay consistent and do a certain way, and you'll blow. And I was like, let me show you. And I started talking on camera, and then all of a sudden, I was like, I had fanfare where I would go. I would go out and get recognized. It was weird because I was really trying to show people the possibilities of just doing something and not thinking about how to do it, when to do it, where to do it. Just do it. And trust me, you'll figure it out. Like start the journey, start walking. So that's what it really was.
So you're from New York originally?
Originally, but I don't claim it.
Okay.
I claim Atlanta.
You claim Atlanta.
I came to Atlanta when I was
Nothing
12.
but respect.
I came to Atlanta when I was 12. I've been here
Forever.
more than my life, 75% of my life. I'm never leaving. So it's like,
So this person that likes to give information, that likes to help people, where did this start for you?
Well, it's two parts. The first part is that I wasn't supposed to be somebody.
Wow.
Like, when you see a janitor, and I don't no disrespect to the janitors, I'm just being honest. When you see a janitor, you ask yourself, how do they end up there? Like, nobody grows up and says, I want to be a janitor when I get older,
That's right. The
doctors, lawyers,
right.
Everything, and then, I would see janitors, and I'm like, how do they become janitors? And then, my uncle always preached to me about like life, and you got to break the cycle, and expectations are very low for you. Like, saying it in his way. So when I graduated high school late, and I realized my mother was trying to send me to the Army, and it was like, you'll get a check, and then, or go get a job. And it was like, nobody speaking life into me. So I just woke up one day and I was like, I just realized I was a loser. I swear to God, I was like, damn, I'm a loser. And I just didn't want to be a loser. So, when you feel like you're behind in life, you don't go get in the line everybody else is in. You go out and figure it out for yourself. And that's what I did. So, I've taken so much information and I've made an incredible life for myself and my family and everybody around me. I made multiple millionaires. I made so many people rich. And it's all from this information that I sought. So, when you're coming up, you just tell God, like you pray. You be like, God, man, just I believe in myself, but give it to me. And I remember I told God, I was like, if you help me get there, I won't be like them. If I know the answers, I'm gonna tell people. I'm gonna do your work. And
you know what I like about what you said, a lot of what you just said, man, the reality is, I like that you said God, because where we are today, 2024, a lot of people some are not even going to church, some are not reading the Bible, and they're not realizing that the God lives inside them.
Yes.
How did you get there? Like, where did you, was it mom, dad?
It was it was life. It was just, you know, I always say, man, like, I feel like I'm like the greatest average man to ever live. I really believe that because, you know, you start understanding.
I feel
you know what I'm trying to say?
I'm saying I feel that energy from
Yeah, because it's like, you know, in this world we live in, we celebrate recognizable talents, right? Like, I always tell people, like, what's the one thing in school they tell everybody to stop doing when they're in class? Talking. How I make all my money? Talking. So meanwhile, but if you're an athlete, they set time for you. If you play instruments, they set time for you. So you start realizing like the academically gifted kids and then the athletes and then the musicians. And then you start looking around like, what about us? Like, why can't I go hear Deion Sanders talk?
Wow.
Oh, well, you're not an athlete. Oh, so what? Like life is life. So, you know, when you start realizing like you the one that's supposed to be the janitor, you on that path to be the janitor. As soon as I realized that, bro, it was like, I'm not going to be that. I'm going to be a winner. And I remember being 18, 19, 20, because I graduated high school late. And it was just like, you know, like, where you go from here? You know, and then you're an adult. So it's like you're an adult, but you still feel like a kid and you're working and you're doing all this stuff. And it was just like, bro, I'm not going to be a loser. I swear to God. I remember speaking about it. Like, it was like I realized it. And then I just woke up and it was like, I remember pushing wheelchairs in the airport and my girlfriend at the time, I never forget, I was just like, it was like I discovered something new. It was like, I know this sounds weird, but it's like I discovered I could be something. I just knew if I just went for it, I could do it. And it was like, I was so excited, but it was like, what are you gonna do? You know, it was like, and I remember my girlfriend at the time and a guy said to her like, man, we was all pushing wheelchairs. We was waiting for a plane to come off. And the guy was like,
this is at the Heart.
This is at Delta. I used to push wheelchairs. I used to be a sky cap. And
so you always been like a people person.
I've always been good with people. Like my gift has always been in me. It was just the world doesn't recognize it as a gift. It's like, you know, it's like imagine 15 years ago, the kid telling his parents, I want to be a YouTuber.
Right.
You gotta get a real job. And you see people like Mr. Beast making $150 million, $200 million a year for being, now everybody like, be a YouTuber. So you gotta remember that people are only speaking to you based on what they see for themselves. It's hard to tell your kids they could be more when you ain't more.
Their experience.
Because it's like, I don't understand teachers. Like if you're a business one-on-one teacher, unless you donate time, why are you not out running businesses?
Good point.
So for me, it's like, I'm gonna teach you how to win in music. But as I sit here in this current seat right now, I have the #1 song in the country. A producer signed that I did his deal, has a #1 song in the country. It's like, I'm in it. So I'm not teaching you saying you can do. I'm showing you what I do. And I think that's what registered for me.
But like you're coming to know me. I did artist development, right? And rising stars and some celebrities. How did you get in the mind? How does Ray Daniel get in the mind of a creative that sees one thing, but you as a guider, how do you shift their energy from what they've already?
Well, the first thing you got to know is that we judge ourselves harder than we judge each other. So as critical as you might be for people over there, you're way more critical in yourself.
I am.
Right? That's human nature, right?
I am.
So for me, my thing was always just saying, we can do it, we can do it, we can do it. It was like, I was like the motivator. Like, we could do it. I believe in us. And by the way, if they did it, and then I'm a Virgo, man. Like, the only thing that we do is study winners. I study winners. Like it's funny because I can't believe how many people go out and try it, anything, without just, there's a blueprint for everything in life in front of us. So, you know, I just study the winners. Movies raised me, music raised me. I learned, sad I say this because my father was the greatest man I ever met in my life, but I learned more from Jay-Z on how to make money than I learned from my own dad. I only met Jay-Z twice in my life, and by that time I was who I was. So it wasn't like, but it's like the information that they put out there was the motivation for me to say I can do it. Because that's why I love music so much. That's why I love hip hop. That's why I love all of this stuff, because every character in the movie is a superhero. We all are the Avengers. And it's like sometimes you just need to see someone walking in superhero power for you to say, damn, I could do that. And to me, that's all I wanted to do. It was like, yo, I'm gonna talk because I want to show people they could be.
So when they
whatever
can't, when they don't want to shift though, because we know artists sometimes.
when they don't want to shift, they get left.
Right. Okay. So that's the key.
Like this is my thing. Listen, man, I can't want it for you more than you want it for you. I can't, like, it's like, you know, it's like, imagine I have a girl, right? And my girl is your sister. She don't tell me she loves me, but you tell me. And my sister loves you. Like, as much as you say it, you can say it to me every day, man, my sister loves you. I need to hear from her, right? So it's like, it's like one of the things was like, you just gotta understand that no matter what I do, at the core of what I do is I identify your superpowers and help you walk into it. I don't identify your superpowers and take them to you. I identify your superpowers and help you walk to it. So yeah, you know, I don't know. It's funny because I learned so many lessons, so many days, so many times, just paying attention.
Mm-hmm.
All you got to do is pay attention. Once you pay attention, everything else is easy.
Like observant, pay attention.
Like, watch the room. Watch who speaks to everybody. Like when I'm walking around, I say hello to everybody, right? I say hello to, I know his name is Rufus. I know Luther. Like I'm tapped into the people in the room because I have to. Ciara, I have to, right? Because I have to pay attention to the people because one day, Ciara, like people remember how you treated them when you didn't know who they were. And for me, I remember every person that treated me bad. I never forgot it. And to be honest with you, it's hard for me to forgive because it can't help but think you only treat me good because of who I am.
Now.
That's not who you are.
Right.
Like I'm a good person to anybody. I love people. So
let me say this. You probably don't remember the first time I met you. It was the hip hop Dallas Austin had did the hip hop, whatever. I was with Ian Bird.
Mm-hmm.
And
I remember that.
When you walked in the building
and
you saw Ian, you said, yo, what up, Ian? You spoke, and then you saw me say, yo, what up, man?
Yeah.
The way you made me feel, even though we never met each other, it made me be seen.
Yes.
And I remembered that.
And that's all humans want.
That's all humans
That's
want.
all. And
to have some respect.
To have respect from other humans and feel like you see me, you see I have value the same way I see you. That's where murderers come from, robbers. It's all because they just feel unseen. And it's like, I'm going to do whatever it takes for you to see me. And for me, I wasn't willing to go to those extents of like hurting people or robbing people to do this. So, you know, for me, it's like, I'm just going to be a nice guy.
So was there someone in your family that did this? Like your grandmother, your...
Hell no.
Was it
nobody?
Uncle? Nobody like would see other people in the room?
No.
So this is something God just gave you.
Well,
I mean, when I say gave you...
I got you.
I don't mean other people don't get it.
It's funny to me because when you said it, that's the first thing I thought. I was like, damn, I never looked at it like God gave it to me. I looked at it like how... I remember the first time KP called my phone.
Okay.
I remember the first time Kawan Prather.
Yeah.
These are like my idols growing up. I remember the first time Shakira said my name. I remember Shakira saying my name. And I remember how that made me feel.
Yeah.
So my mind is like, and by the way, I don't even compare my journey to where they were. But then there are obviously people who see you that's like, oh damn, that's such and such. And they remember how you act.
They remember how you
made them feel. So for me, it's like, it doesn't hurt to say hello to everybody. Plus, that's the right thing to do.
See, me and you eye to eye on that.
Yeah, like so.
That's one of my main goals is to people to always know that I care about them.
Yes.
Because, you know, coming in this game in 85, you see a lot of people go up.
Yep.
And you see them drop all the way
immediately.
Down. And it's a saying that says the people that you see on the way up are the same people you see on the way down.
Yes.
But for some reason, I'm sure you've come across people, no matter if they have 5,000 hits or if they're on television shows or whatever, what do you say something to them in your own Ray Daniels way?
Like successful people?
Yeah. When you see this image that they're portraying that they're the tough guy or they don't give a damn about nobody, they don't.
I feel bad for them. Misunderstood. Like, bro, people are being who they think they have to be the greatest version of themselves. So let me give an example. So it's a guy who's with me, right? I was dealing with some drama. I got houses in the city. So one of my houses, somebody was breaking in, right? Like I think somebody swatted in my house. So, I hit my brother like, yo, da-da-da. So my brother's like, I'm gonna send such and such to you. So he sent him over to me. And the guy stays in my crib just to watch it. And the first thing he says to me, is of course we get to know each other, but then he's like, yo, just so you know, I got 10 for you. Like, you got what for me? I don't know what that means. I'm like, I'll do 10 years for you right now. I'll go to jail and do 10 years for you right now. Wow. You ain't got nothing to worry about. And I'm like, and he's sitting right there. Yeah, I tell you this, that. I was like, I'm your OG. What kind of nigga would I be if I put you in position to kill somebody for me? I don't want you to do that. My job is to teach you.
Right.
You got a number one record right now.
Right.
That guy got number one record right now. I could have easily tapped into that side of him that he thought he had to have value to me, which was, I heard a nigga, somebody walk up to you, and I was like, you think I do that for me?
Yeah.
Bro, my job is to help you. I don't even walk this earth worried about somebody messing with me because my energy is so pure and loving. It's like, bro, you can have it if you want it. Like, it don't mean nothing to me. Like, I'm just in character right now.
You know what's dope, man? Great minds think alike. The chairs are blue. I got on baby blue, and you got on baby blue.
Yes, sir.
When I found out, okay, so Ray wants to interview, and I don't mean this in a derogatory way against me.
Yeah.
It's like, wow, he doesn't even know me. Like he said yes to doing a podcast that's not even in the atmosphere yet.
Yeah.
What made you say yes?
Or
what did your team tell you?
No, it's not even that. It's to be honest with you, it was just good timing. I want to talk to everybody. Like, that's me. Like, but it's very, very important for me to show people that it doesn't matter where someone is, you can show up for them. And for me, because it's like, I want people to show up for me. So what I look like getting a call from you, and I feel like, oh, I'm bigger than that. And then I call somebody who's like, I'm bigger than yours. So how do we ever get up?
Right.
How do we ever climb? If everybody's just waiting for you somebody got to step out and on the line and say, I'm going to do it. So I swear to God, I don't look at it like that. I'm from Atlanta. It's an Atlanta-based podcast. I don't care what it is, I'm coming. That's really how I am, because I love this city and what it did for me. And we the city too busy to hate, so I'm gonna always keep giving away. Like this, bruh, when you become the source, that's when you become powerful. Everybody's looking for a source. Everybody's looking for something. Everybody looking for a plug.
A plug-in, right.
I got tired of looking for the plug. And I just like, I'm gonna just become one.
Yeah, I watched your podcast and you was talking about that. Like the plug and all of this stuff. Like, yeah, we understand you can be a salesperson chasing the person that can do a sale for you. I get that part. But when you talk about the plug, what do you really mean?
Good question. The plug, because see, that's what people are missing. Everybody's so busy trying to get up, they're waiting for someone to plug them in so they can power up. And I'm like, I'm tired of waiting on. And then the hard part for me was, and I mean this respectfully as I could be, I would meet people I looked up to and realize I was smarter than them. It was weird. It was like, I meet dude, I'm like, damn, that's the guy. Did I get in the room with him? And I'm like, that's the guy? How the fuck is he? Then you realize he knows the right people. A lot of people play defense. They don't. Divine always taught me that. Like, you playing offense, you getting mad, they playing defense. And I'm like, well, why? He was like, because
Divine Stevens,
one of my mentors, he was like, if they're playing defense, because I was like, it didn't make sense to me. I'm like, why they don't want to help me score? Like, that's good for everybody. He was like, nah, if you score a point, that reminds everybody over there that they couldn't score one. So sometimes they need to just hold you down. So, I'm just trying to be I'm being honest with you, bro. I'm really just trying to be what people pray for. Like, we pray for good people to come in our lives and give us access and give us good things, good energy, good everything. And to me, it's like, that's all I'm really doing. Like, it's when I go out and about and I get respect, love, it's weird to me because I do my podcast in my office.
Right.
Like, where you sitting is where I run my business, where they sitting is where I fill my pie. So it's kind of like, it don't feel like I'm doing nothing. And then you go outside and you realize how many people are like gaining information. But I also think that's what it's about. You're not supposed to work. You're supposed to plant the seeds, pour some water on it, and keep moving.
Right.
Next day, plant the seed, pour water on it, keep moving. The worst people, they watch the seed. They waiting for it to grow. It's like watching paint dry.
Right.
It's gonna take a long time. You might as well go. It's gonna dry whether you watch it or not. So go plant more seeds.
Right.
And if it doesn't dry, who cares? You was planting more seeds anyway. If it doesn't come into fruition, if it doesn't grow into anything, who cares? You was planting seeds anyway. Something's gonna grow. Something's gonna happen. I didn't know. Like I said, I really was like, damn, we got the number one song in the country. Okay, that's dope. I didn't know it would come from Digital Nas. Proud of Nas. I'm proud of him. Like, it's like, you just never know where it's gonna come from. But this kid is online telling people, Ray Daniels made me rich. Ray Daniels changed my life. I didn't even realize I was doing that. I just saw a kid that was hungry and I was a plug for him. He plugged in and he got everything he wanted. I don't look at it like that. So it's just weird to me how people get so full of themselves that they feel like, yeah, you need to come kiss my ass. I'm this, I'm this. I'm like, bro, the only true power is the power that you have within.
I have to say about Devon Stevens, when we was, doing work, trying to get stuff done, he would say something like, yo, Lowe's, the problem is they trying to act like they got more going on when really they chasing somebody else. It's like the cat and mouse chase. It's like they don't want to fall back and help you because you might be in the way of their time trying to get to that.
Exactly.
Now, how do you translate that to artists, to people?
I'm glad. That's a great point. I realized that I was in a rat race and I decided to stop running. I was like, I'm gonna just sit right here, just post up right here. I'm gonna just stop building. I'm gonna build something. And either people are gonna show or they not. But I'd be damned if I'm gonna be chasing behind something. I got too much riding on this for me to get lucky. Now, I know luck is a part of the game, obviously. We all get lucky. I mean, but I'm saying I want to put myself in a position to give myself a higher percentage opportunity to get lucky. So that's to me what it is. It's like, so a lot of these people are like that's the part that bothers me. Like, it's like everybody you trying to get on the phone is waiting for somebody else to call them. I just was like, I'm tired of that. I'm just gonna be the plug. You might not get nothing from me, but I'm at least be a plug. And then I started giving people things. Then it was like almost like a legend grew that I didn't know was growing because I was just really tired of like chasing. I really feel like I'm a cool. I know that sounds like I really believe like I'm a cool nigga. Anything that feels uncool to me, I gotta stop it. If it feels uncool, if it feels unlike the character that I know I am, that I play.
Right.
And what I mean by that is like, I'm a man. You want to see me have my daughter come in here. I'm a different person when she's in the room. That's the character I am to her. She's the only person get that character. The rest of the world gets this character. You see what I'm trying to say?
I understand.
So I'm just committed to the character.
It's like a shift.
Yeah, and to me, not to get deep, but I have a theory. It's gonna sound really crazy, but I have a real theory. I believe that, and I'm gonna use good and evil for example, but it's really not good and evil. But I'm gonna use it as an example. So I believe 97% of the world is whatever they need to be the day that they need to be it. I think it's 3% of us who are who we are no matter what the scenario is. So you have givers and takers, right? Like 97% of us give and take. But you got that other 3% that's like, I'm a giver. I don't care what it is, I'm gonna give. You have the other percent is like, I'm a taker. And those three people, that 3% is the richest people in the world. Because they know who they are and they that 24/7. And so I can know you're using me. I can know it. Like people will be around me and it's like, why are you doing that? You know they're using you. I'm like, that's on them. I'm a giver. I'm committed to being a giver. So if you use me and you walk out that door, you be like, I got that nigga. God watching you, bro. I was gonna give it to you whether you did that or not. Because I'm a giver. And I decided, and once I committed to being a giver, and I give an example of two different people, very successful, one's a giver, one's a taker. Donald Trump, he's a taker. I'm here to get this money. Barack Obama, he's a giver.
Right.
They both became president.
Right.
They're both wildly successful.
Right.
It's just, we know one person is
That's a great analogy.
So for me, it's like, that's why I said it's not good versus evil. It's givers and takers.
Yeah.
And you got some takers out there that are fucked up people, but they rich as fuck. Because they are not gonna give you, if they had one fuck, it could be $1 million fucks in their pocket. They wouldn't give you one. Because that's who they are, they takers. That's the role they play no matter what.
So I'm thinking this taker that the giver that you are, this was implanted in you. Because based on what we talked about, somebody did not show you this?
No, it wasn't that. You know what it was? I've never told this on record. I have 2 uncles, love them both. One's a giver, one's a taker. I love them both. By the way, the one that's a taker, he was a giver too, but you know, he
got bitter maybe?
Not bitter, he was one of my heroes. He's my uncle, he raised us. Wow. He moved us to Atlanta. He gave everybody, like that's why I'm such a giver, because if my uncle doesn't decide to let me move to Atlanta with my grandmother, his mother, I'm still in the projects. He moved the entire family out the projects.
Wow.
And then when he got locked up, when he got out of jail, he kind of was like, all right, everybody good, I'm gonna live my life. And he does, he's really happy. Then I have another uncle who's a giver. He'll give you, he'll be hungry. And you're hungry here. And I love them both, but one is way more successful than the other, and one has had way more success than the other. So you start looking at life from that standpoint, like, life's not about who's good, life's not about who's bad. Life is about who's committed. Whoever's committed to that role, they're gonna win in life. But if you the type that's like, oh, he got money, I'm gonna take from him. Oh, he ain't got no money, I'm gonna give to him. You just recycling the ecosystem. If you a giver, bro, I wake up and money finds me. I swear to God, bro. I wake up and opportunities find me. There's not a day of my life on God, Monday through Friday, on God, that I don't get a phone call with a life-changing opportunity because of how much I give. That's my value. I committed to it. And by the way, church, sometimes, bro, it's hard. Sometimes I'll see you. I'll know you're using me. I know you're using me, and I'll still let you. And people be around me be like, why you do that? I'm like, because they're not going to walk away and think that I wasn't who I was. I was a great character in their movie. They was a bad character in mine. My movie's going to always be good because I'm a good character every day.
So how do you change that? Let's say where you are with your success, you're here. The next thing that comes through could be, I'm just throwing something out there. Oscars, Emmys.
For sure.
I'm talking about TV shows, all of this stuff. You're now at a whole new level as you was 10 years ago.
Yep.
From today.
Yep.
I'm trying to figure out, how do you keep that? Because here's my thing.
Okay.
Being in the game of entertainment for as long as I've been in the game, somehow some people either lose it or keep it. How can you keep that? Because the way I view you is you're an answer. You're the answer.
That's how I feel too.
You're the answer. And what I've seen is those that become super successful for some reason, to me, and I could be wrong.
Yeah.
This is why there's the education part. What's going to keep you from not shifting when you're driving the Rolls Royce and maybe you're owning a helicopter or you have a 5G airplane, and you'll go, like you might have multiple 5G airplanes.
Yeah.
One that sits in LAX, another one that sits at ATL, and another one that sits up there in New York.
Yeah.
Like what is that keeps you? Because I've seen lots miss it. It's like they get to a certain level and something happens.
I know what happens.
I'm listening.
I'm committed to the character. I'm committed to the character. Like I said, I don't care who you are. I'm going to be the character that I set out to be. I will not allow you to change me from the character. I will not allow myself to get jaded enough to forget that I created the character. See, a lot of people buy into the hype of who they are. Like, I can't. It's not even like to me the concept buying to the hype says blind. You're blind now. You're blind, and I can never be blind. So for me, what keeps me there is number one, I'm committed to the character. Like, I'm not gonna do an interview without glasses on. That's the character that I created.
dope.
The character I
love
created
it.
keeps us, thank you. The character I created keeps us, I am gonna dress a certain way. I am gonna dress nice. When you see me, I am gonna smell good.
Do you dress yourself? You have
No.
someone-
I buy my clothes, but I have help. But I'm open to different stuff. But I love clothes because what people don't understand about fashion is that fashion tells me everything about where you are in life. They don't understand that. So
I agree with
so for me, if you're not fashion forward, that means you're not anything forward. You're not sent. You don't understand. That means you're like, I like these pants. That means when I introduce you to something, you're gonna say, I like this. That's who you are. How you do one thing is how you do everything. That's what people don't understand. I could pick a winner out of lineup. A winner is gonna win because how they do one thing is how they do everything. So, I'm and another thing, bro, I'm still around poor people every day. Like the minute that I work with new talent or I meet a new person, I know this sounds really crazy, but their financial status I have to embrace.
What does that mean? Define that.
Like if you around me and okay, so I'm a millionaire, right? Thank God, by the way. I used to be afraid to say that out loud. Thank you. But I'm a millionaire, right? Multi. And when I meet, now imagine me meeting talent who's like, Ray, you're the guy that could change my life. I can't act like the multimillionaire no more. I gotta come down to where you at. Because if I bring you up to where I'm at, I'm just setting a standard for you to hold up to who you might not be able to hold on to. So I gotta come down to where you are. So I fly first class, but if I'm rolling with you, we're gonna get in the van. I gotta, and those moments.
That's the reason why you do it, not because another reason that they might have in their head. You're telling the world right now, yo, if I get in the van with you, I want to be with you.
Yes.
I don't want to fly like a 1995 manager that will definitely separate themselves away from the talent.
Nah, I'm with you. And obviously there's things that I can't and won't do. When you get to a certain level, you kind of got to make decisions like, okay, I'm not going to do that no more. I'm going to let that person do that because that becomes dangerous for the character, right? It's like, you know what I'm trying to say?
I do.
Like, so it's like.
You can't bring that along with you.
I tell people, I'm like, if you want to be successful, the first thing I tell people is pull out a pen and paper and write down the character. Tell me about him. How does he dress? Does he wear glasses? Does he always have that hat on?
Right.
Because you have to stay committed to that character until he blossoms.
Right.
So like, I'm committed to the character.
That's dope. As a director myself, I create characters.
Yes.
For television.
Yep.
And that character has to live in that world.
Yep.
And if that character or that person, whoever the actor is, knows that character, he's going to know how he's going to talk. That would be like us bringing Fred Sanford in here, Red Fox.
Yep.
And bringing Aunt Esther in here.
Yep.
And give them some kind of situation. You already know they're going to go like this.
Yep.
Automatic.
The characters are built to go against each other.
And right. And so when you're saying it that way, like an actor they get that right away.
Yeah.
And I'm sure these artists are getting it right away. Like, dang, I didn't ever look at it like that.
You know, I think they get it, but the problem is that they don't apply it.
Okay.
Like, that's the difference. That's the one thing that I did that I remember when I was coming up, no one else did. We will all learn. Everybody was sitting in the room for the conversations, but nobody applied themselves. Like, if you told me to do something that will work, that will help me, I am going out right now to do it. I'm not like tomorrow or next week. Nah, I need to do that now. Because it's like, once it's a proven concept to you, you just added another thing to your belt, another notch to your belt that raises you up. I can't raise myself up. The people have to do it. Beyonce didn't make Beyonce. The people made Beyonce. Now, she created the character Beyonce, but the fanfare has to come from the people. People pick their winners. So a lot of us be fighting with the world, like, because we want the world to be like us. No. The world don't work like that. People pick their winners. And they don't feel bad for who they picked. It's like, you don't ride by McDonald's and go to a Chick-fil-A and be like, sorry, McDonald's.
No.
You just want Chick-fil-A, right? And when you want McDonald's, you ride by Chick-fil-A and go there. Like, people make decisions subconsciously without thinking. So once you understand that, you just got to figure out, like, well, maybe you haven't given them a character for them to believe in.
You know, some of what you're saying, I know we're talking entertainment and business and all
life.
that, but it's life. if it's a mother and father situation, or if it's a mother and son, or a father and daughter, it's like if they play their position and have respect. One of the biggest things that I say to my partner, Alfred, who you just met, I said, what, as Black people, Black and brown, because I'm brown and I'm Black, we don't respect the people that come in front of us.
That's our biggest problem.
We don't want to listen to, oh, they're washed up. They don't know what they're talking about. That's old school. That's basically the character I'm thinking you're talking about. It's like, you gotta give that person that respect to listen to them.
Yeah, but you know what it is? People are dumb. People need to see it to believe it. They need to feel it to know it's real. I was never that person. If I seen you burn your hand on the stove, I'm not like, man, let me see if I could do it. Oh. I'm not that person. I'm like, oh, he burned his hand.
You learned from
I learned. First of all, the only way you can get successful fast, get up faster, is to learn from mistakes faster. Because if you go make every mistake, by the time you're going to be 40, like, damn, I finally figured it out. You got to figure that out when you're in your early days, because you got to learn from the mistakes.
Right.
I know you think you're different.
Right.
But if you were that different, you wouldn't be in the position you're in.
Right.
Like, some people are chosen. Some people, like LeBron is chosen.
Right.
He's born 6'8", 250 pounds. He could run, he could dunk. Like, he's chosen. Like, we couldn't do that. You know what I'm trying to say? So that's why I think I'm so vocal, because I really want people to tap into their own superpower. Because I grew up envious of people. Like, damn, if I was that, I had what he had. But I don't.
It ain't even about that.
But it was like, what do I have?
Right.
What am I good at? And once I tapped into that,
right,
the guy I admired started admiring me.
Right.
Damn. Everybody likes authentic, man. Authentic is the greatest thing you can be.
I believe you're the chosen.
I believe I am too. By the way, and to be honest with you, let's be honest. I always felt that way. But in my world, if you say a name behind the scenes, you gotta say an artist he's attached to. Devon Stevens, hey, Devon Akon.
Right.
That's all he needs.
Right.
He can get to the president of the United States.
Right.
If he got a superstar.
Right.
So I was always like, I'm the chosen one. I just need a superstar. So I was always waiting for one, looking for one, searching for one. And then it was like, man, it goes back to what I said. I don't want to be lucky. Fuck that. I'm gonna go out there and talk myself. All the access I want, I get now. I don't need a star. And the crazy part is that I don't feel like I'm the star, but I do walk indoors now and get a certain level of respect because of the fanfare that I've created around what I'm doing, which is all I wanted, was someone to do that. Because I really believe, this is what I believe. I believe that we don't apply ourselves. I think that we all have greatness in us and we don't apply it because maybe we don't believe it, maybe we don't have the discipline, maybe we don't have the right attitude, but the reality is that we all have greatness inside of us. We just have to go after it. So do you believe that?
I do.
Okay, so let's say
I do 1,000%.
So let's stay there. So this is how I look at the world. If you believe it, you got to show that you believe it with your actions.
That's right.
Right? So now when people be like, I know I'm the one, you don't know. You're not the one.
Right.
No, I am. If you was the one, then why are you in here trying to convince me you're the one? Because the one just be's the one.
Right.
One dog,
doing
the one, dog, if you watch the show, you will never see me talk about what I do. Why? I want
your podcast?
Yeah, I don't talk about what I do. I don't talk about what I do. I don't say, I'm an executive.
Right.
Nah, when I open my mouth and talk, you're going to know he does something.
Yeah.
How you know that? And you start understanding the game more, like, man, bro, it's so easy to win, man. And I really want to see all of us win, but I know that I can't walk everyone to the
So let
plate.
me ask some of your pain, some of the pain that you've had. What's been the hardest thing that you've dealt with? The pain, like the pain that makes a person walk away, like, but you didn't walk away, obviously, right? Right, because you wouldn't be here. You wouldn't be sitting with Silos right now.
Yep.
Like, my thing is, what was that pain? What was the
What
thing
drove me?
No, what was the thing that almost would make you walk away, but you didn't walk away? Like, I don't know how long you managed Tehran, right?
06.
And his brother.
18 years.
Right? But the reality, it was not overnight.
Nah.
They went through, they did the Rock City, they was with Akon for a little while, they was up and down.
Yeah.
up and down in the business, but
Yeah.
then you're managing them.
Yeah.
There had to be pain.
Well,
When I say pain,
no, I know what you're saying. I know
yeah.
what you're saying. Honestly, there was no adult pain. I was fighting for 15-year-old Ray that was told he was like, I'm the hero to 16-year-old Raymond Daniels. That's what they call me, Raymond. I'm the hero to 16-year-old Raymond. If I like every move I make, I think about him. 16-year-old me would have been like, that's my life gonna be. Oh my God. Dog. The reality is this. The worst thing that can happen to someone that lives in the cold their entire life is one day to experience the heat. Just one day to like, you live in the freezing cold, you're used to it, that's all you know, and then one day someone invites you in and you experience the heat. Once you go out to the cold, it feels way different now. I ain't never going out to the cold. Never, dog. I'm so disciplined. I paid my house off. I own all my cars. I'm about to pay off 2 more houses in the next 2 months and my condo because I'm like, I don't want to owe. I know one day, no one leaves on their own terms. One day they knock on the door and say, yo, it's up for you. And then you're like, what am I going to do? When they knock on my door, because they might not. I might walk away, but when they do knock on my door, I'm going to be like, all right, cool. I know I own everything. I'm multimillionaire in assets alone, on top of the money that I have. Bro, I'm not going back.
This financial education, where did it come from?
I didn't start learning finance. I'm still learning right now. Every day. Every day it's a learning.
Was it fear that said, I got to learn this, or was it natural?
Everything that's in me is from fear. Fear is my biggest motivator. It used to make me scared. Now I'm excited about fear because when I feel fear in my body, I run to it. Like if I know, like if somebody out there, I can't sit here and be afraid of something. I gotta go touch that because if I'm afraid, it has to be my tailwind. It can't be my headwind. So fear is everything I am.
Right. This is a key thing for me and many that are watching. When you're going to the next thing as a human, you, Ray, what makes you never turn back?
I remember the people.
And what does that mean? Define that. You remember the people.
Okay, so if you met my mom today, and by the way, Mom, if you ever watch this, don't get mad at me. But if you ever met my mom, I could tell you my mom today is a total different woman that was raising me. She doesn't have the pressure of the world. She lives in a mansion, has a pool in the backyard. She goes on trips, and she knows it's all on rain.
Thank you, man.
Thank you. So
no, thank you for doing that.
No, for sure. My mom drives a Range Rover, paid off. She's a different person. The best way to describe me, my childhood, is this really happened, by the way. I got hit by a car when I was 12.
Wow.
I got hit by a car.
New York?
In New York. No, I'm lying. I was 11.
11.
I got hit by a car when I was 11. I was in the 6th grade. I got hit by a car. My mother, I used to be scared of my mother, like scared to death of her. Like, she could look at me and I'd cry. Like, she was mean. I ain't gonna lie. I got hit by a car, and all I remember is I was like, my mom gonna whip my, and I got hit. Like, it was back in the day when kids wore their book bag on the front. You know, your kids wore their
I remember
book
that.
bag saved my life.
Wow.
Because I had a book bag on the front. So when I turned to the car hit the book bag. Boom. Knocked me like 7-8 feet. I walk. By the way, everybody's like, oh my God, a kid got hit. I'm laying on the ground. I was like, I don't want to be emotional, but I'm thinking about it. And I'm scared to death. And I get up and I limp home through the projects. Because all I'm thinking to myself is, if my mother knew I got hit by a car, she's going to beat me up. And at the same time, you have that emotion, but you're still a kid. You want your mother.
Right.
So I walk in the house and I'm like, and she was like, what? Man, my mother said, why the f you ain't lay there? We could have got paid. Stupid ass. Go in the room and lay down. You should have fucking lay there. We would have some money. That was my childhood. That didn't feel normal to me. Like, that couldn't have been normal. And I remember thinking, why is my family so fucked up? But you know why? Because Nobody told them they could be. They were surviving their whole life. So as I became a man, I had to give my mom grace. She was 18 and she was 24. She was 18 when she had me. She was 24, 3 kids in a project. My dad's in jail. We all expected to be
Pressure.
Mother Mary.
Real pressure.
You understand what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
So as I got older, I remember like my only goal was to make money so my mom would love me. That was my only goal in life. Like that.
So you made money to make sure your mom
Loved me. Yes. I knew if I had money, I could make her love me. And I know as fucked up as it sound, it worked, but I knew why. Because I knew that if I had money, she would want it. And all I would say is, you can have it, you just gotta give me a hug. You just gotta stop being mean to me. And then she would do it. And then, by the way, it wasn't easy. She would like trip, fight, scream, kick, motherfucker, like my mom type person, motherfucker, I need some money, you better give me some money. And I'm like, Ma, no. And I remember I would be like, nope. And she would tell me, she would say, I need $100. Like, what you need $100 for? Oh, I need 40 for my medicine. I need gas. I need cigarettes. I need this. I'm like, how much is your medicine and gas? I got 50 for you. I'm not giving you no money for nothing else. And I'm like, until you tell me you love me. You can't come in my house until you say I love you. You can't come in here. I love you. And then she was like, it was almost like, who the fuck you think you are? I raised you. I was like, it's different now. And then it was like, she just became a better person. And I know it's because she didn't have the stress. That's why when people take from me, it doesn't bother me. You're only taking because you think that's what you need to do.
It's like, it's like watching the Eddie Murphy movie Trading Places.
Bro, I refer to that line all the time. They take him in the house and they say, this is all yours.
Right.
And then he says, oh, this all mine? And he's got pocket. And I'm like,
taking everything.
I refer that, because I told you movies raised me.
Yeah.
I use that movie and I'm like, you know what?
How many people do that? We do that all the time.
But this is the thing. But you know why he did that? Because he didn't believe.
He didn't believe.
There's no way this
He
my
didn't
opportunity.
believe he was there.
So he didn't. So then when he finally got there and he found the money on the floor and he ran and gave it to him, and he was so excited to say, look, I found money, it's yours, it's yours. And they're like, thank you. He's like, count it, it's all there. And it was like, thank you, Winthorpe, but whatever his name is, Valentine, thank you.
Yeah.
And then he walks away and then I'm like, and he was so excited.
They didn't expect him to be that.
He didn't expect him.
No, he didn't, right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So you start looking at it, it's like as a black man, I felt cursed. And then one day I was like, I don't have to be cursed, but then I have to apply myself. And then I became everything I dreamt of and more. So I know it's possible. You just got to believe. It's like, I know God is real, but you got to know it. Only way and you don't know it by saying, I know it. You know it by taking those steps. You can't see nothing right there. I know God is real. I'm going to be all right. And you take them steps. Then once you do that 3 or 4 times, you're like, nobody can tell me. That's where I'm at in life. You can't tell me.
Yeah, man. I think I love what I'm hearing, understanding from your spirit. And then the story about mom is the actual thing for me.
Yeah.
That said, if someone doesn't want to respect me, I'm going to demand that they respect me.
Yeah.
Not that you jump up and down and do backflips or pull a gun out.
Yeah.
But you're saying, no, I'm not going to accept that.
Nah.
I can't accept that. Like, I need you to know that what you're doing is not right.
And I won't be around as long as you're doing it. And when you stop doing it, like people are dumb, people are beautiful, but people are dumb. It's so many opportunities here. You just got to have the right attitude and a little discipline. And most of the time, the problem is, and the right attitude gets you indoors, but discipline keeps you in shape to stay in those doors. So you have the right attitude and discipline, you can get anything you want in the world. It's so easy. You just got to have the right attitude. And that means sometimes not rewarding yourself. You know how many people lose because they tell themselves, I deserve?
Right.
Who the fuck said you deserve?
Right.
I deserve that. How do you know that?
Right.
Like, and if you really deserve, like, it's entitlement. Like, man, dog.
Yeah.
Somebody asked me, it was like, how you so motivated? I'm like, bro, I got air in my lungs. Somebody woke up today and somebody gonna close their eyes tonight and not wake up tomorrow. I got air in my lungs. I'm lucky. I got a chance every day. That's all I need.
Limbs, you're able to walk.
Yeah, that's all I need, bro.
You're able to do the right thing.
That's all you need. We be losing because we be looking at what other people have, saying, damn, I should have that. How do you know that? This might not be for you.
I'm gonna throw this out.
Sure.
When you doing your movie on you?
Well, I'm focused on, I just wrote a book. It's not on me, But I do have the title. It's a book that I wrote on the music business called Artist Agreements. I just wrote. I think it's going to change the game. But I went out. I learned. I went out to publishers about a year and a half ago. I wanted to write a book called R.A.Y.D.A.R, my life story. It was like no interest there. I was like, okay, I probably had like 20,000 followers. I was like, okay, cool. I didn't get mad. I didn't say, oh, bump that. I thought about it. I'm like, why would somebody read my book? I got to give more value to the world.
Okay.
And that's what I did. And then in doing so, I wound up writing a book that adds value to the world. And then I'll tell mine.
Can you speak on that part?
Yeah.
Add value to the world. What does that look like? What does that mean? Define that. Because I know what it means based on watching you, listening to you, and me being myself. I know what that means, but what does the viewer need to understand from it?
Being valuable to the world to me means walking in the room and not feeling like because you have a pretty face, you deserve to be there. Walking in the room and feeling like because you have talent, you're supposed to be there. I walk into the room and I want to show everybody at this table I belong here. I'm going to show you my value. Like people always say, know your worth. I say, show your worth. Because if you show your worth, you're going to always be fine. If you know it, and then only you might know that. But if you show it, everybody gets to see it. So add value when you walk in the room. Like when I walk to the table, I'm always trying to figure out what I can bring to the table, not what's at the table for me.
Right.
I add value to things. So, and once you do that, like people, it's weird how people are like, wait, it's like we all playing this cat and mouse game of like, I'm gonna wait to see what you're gonna give me before I give you, and then what you're gonna give me and what I'm gonna give you. That's what I mean by the give and take game.
Yeah.
I'm just like, here, you have access to it all. You won't believe how many people I got out of my life in a week because of that. All of that, that's the greatest. That if you want to know who someone is, offer them everything. Tell them everything is yours. Now, what do you want? Then they're gonna tell you everything they want. And you get to see their vantage point from their dreams. I was with this one young lady, we was kicking. I loved her since we was kids. Start kicking as adults. I was like, what you want, babe? And she talked for 15 minutes about everything she want. She never once said, I want to see you happy. I'll make sure you good. Because if she would have said that, I want to make sure you're good, there's no telling what our lives would be. But I said, what do you want? She said, I want to make sure I'm good. I don't want to worry about my bills. I want my kids to be okay. I want this. I want that. And I was like, damn, you didn't even include me. Meanwhile, here I am asking you, what do you want so I can give you that? You didn't even think about me. You're gone.
There's two things I want to kind of finish up on. The first is, let me say it this way. I feel like if I meet someone, I think of them and I think of what is it that I can say to them that can give them some energy. You need to think about movies like.
Oh, I am. I have a TV show I'm selling right now.
Like
that's all I want to do.
We're on the same vibration.
Yeah.
We're on the same track.
Yeah.
I don't know you like that.
Yeah.
Everybody. I don't know him like that.
Mm-hmm.
Not at all.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm sitting and I'm listening to you. And I'm like, we need more people like you in the space of television entertainment, movie entertainment, because the visuals that will come from you is what we need to see now.
I agree. By the way, everything you're saying, I feel, I'm just...
Not at the time?
No, okay. Right now.
Okay.
I have a TV show I'm selling. I have a show, dog, I'm all about that. I just understand no matter what ideas I have, the one thing I can't stop doing is going straight. So I just keep walking straight. And then, but you're right. Like that's where my head is at because it's only right because I learned everything from movies.
That's dope.
Like I could tell you, I could tell you movie lines word for word, but I could tell you things like Ocean's 11 changed my life. Rocky IV changed my life. I could tell you moments in those movies that changed my entire being. So I wasn't the greatest reader. Not like I could read, but I get bored. You give me a book, by the time I get to page 5, I forgot what I was said on page 3. I'm bored. It's just words to me. I need to hear and see.
Right.
And when I do that, I can learn the lessons quicker. So, like I said, once I started getting into movies, it just changed me. But brother, I I said I'm committed to the character. It's all movie based. Like I'm committed
That's
to
dope.
the character
Dope.
of Ray Daniels and who I am.
So that means not just EPing in front of the camera?
Oh yeah. No. Like I got the TV show I'm selling is me as the host.
That's dope.
Yeah. Like bro, like
We need more people like you, man.
I got a plan, man. I ain't gonna lie. I got a goal that I'm on my way to. And it's weird because when I said it out loud, it was like, by the way, I tell anybody that, say what you want out loud. Because once you say it out loud, you are responsible. Like if you want to lose weight, say I want to lose weight. Say it out loud. I want to lose weight. Now everything you do from this point forward, everything you eat, everything you do should be about losing weight. The minute that you decide I'm gonna go eat a large burger and a large soda and a large this, you don't want to lose weight. You like the idea of losing weight, but you don't want to. It's like I read this book. He said, if you want to be a millionaire, raise your hand. Everybody gonna raise their hand. But why is only 3% of the world millionaires? Because the other 97 want it. The other 3, they need it and they're going to go get it and they're not going to stop till they get there. And that's the difference. Right attitude, discipline.
That's dope.
Yeah.
Last question.
Okay.
Fatherhood.
Oh, man.
Fatherhood. You're who you are.
Yep.
In business.
Yep.
That matters, but it doesn't matter more than being a dad.
Nah.
Why is that for you most important?
Because if I had, wherever I'm at right now, if I had the right male figure in my life, I would probably be 100 times that. So, and then everything we are is who our fathers were. We're going to pay for the sins of our father or we're going to benefit from our fathers. Once you understand that, man, I love my kids. I love kids, period. I want a gang of them. I want like 10 more.
How many do you have now?
I have 2, but I love kids.
Young? Are they young?
My daughter's 6. She'll be 7 next month. My son is 15. But I love kids because they're the innocence. They're what the world is supposed to be. We let the world fuck us up. We are born pure. We let the world fuck us up. We let that person lying to me make me say, I don't trust nobody. We made that person stealing from me saying, I hate people. Bro, I done had it all happen to me. That's on you. You got to deal with God on that.
Right.
I'm good. And I kept going forward. And all those people are left behind. And it's weird, man, because the one thing I just didn't do was stop. And now I'm going faster. And now I'm really walking in my purpose. My first goal, 17, 18 years of my life was make money. You just want to be rich. And once you get there, you're like, this don't feel good.
Right.
Because now they're struggling, they're mad, they don't understand. My friends don't want to be around me. Every time I feel like a walking ATM at times. But I'd rather feel like a walking ATM than a nigga looking around trying to find one. I just try to find, I just try to make my shit work for me, brother. Like that's how I was like, bro, like
that's dope.
Yeah, I'm just on my path and I'm excited. And I got movies in mind, I got TV shows in mind. I have a whole persona that I plan on creating. And I feel like I'm going to be one of the people that change the world. Actually, I know it.
Is Ray Daniels married? If not, is Ray Daniels going to get married?
I don't really like marriage, man.
Okay.
I feel like we are the sacrificial ones. We are. You know how Jewish people are so powerful?
I'm listening.
So in America, when the Holocaust happened, and I love this about them. When the Holocaust happened and they came to America, they took the jobs nobody wanted.
No one wanted.
They took the jobs no one wanted, but on one condition. And I don't know who got together and set this tone, but they had rules. We're going to take the jobs nobody wants, but our kids only got 3 choices. We only give our kids 3 options. They could be a lawyer, a doctor, or in finance. A lawyer, because if you know the law, you can protect us. A doctor, because you can keep us alive. And finance, because we need to know where the money is at. This is a plan. And then, of course, they took over Hollywood because then they changed Hollywood. But the point is that Jewish people made the sacrifice for their kids. and their kids are benefiting, and their kids' kids are benefiting.
Yeah.
And that's why that generations. And for me, a lot of us be feeling like I need it all. You don't need it all. I'm not saying that I don't believe in love and I don't want to be in a relationship and I believe it all, but my every being is for two reasons. It's to make sure my mom, uncles, and all of them are comfortable, that sacrifice their life to take care of us, and to make sure my kids and all the kids that I'm raising that's in my life is on their way, has higher expectations. When people see Little Raymond, they're like, man, you're going to be a billionaire. They never said that to me because my dad was a drug addict and in jail. But because his dad is who his dad is, they expect him to be a billionaire. And my thing is I really believe he is. Yeah. When we ride by, I live in Fayetteville. When we ride by Rick Ross' house, Little Raymond be like, Dad, when we buying that? Like, who think, like I never thought, I was just happy that my dad could buy me a scooter.
He's 15, right?
He's 15. But he understands the world. And to me, I'm about to do a show with him, but he understands the world. And to me, man, that's what this shit is about, man. It's about finding your happiness, but making sure that you are a vessel for people around you to experience that same happiness or even better. And that's all it is.
That's good, man. I love this conversation because it sounds like you already know how to protect your peace.
Yeah, for sure.
And have the right people around you so that you can be this person that we're talking to right now.
For sure.
As you continue to go up this
And that's important, by the way. I tell people, pace yourself. Don't burn out. You got to give God a chance to enter. You know, like when I started my podcast, like this is amazing. But when I started mine, I didn't know nothing about it. So I was like, I can't spend $1 on a podcast. I don't know nothing about it. I got to show myself I can do one. So I just did it. I just would put content online for 6 months. Everywhere I went, people was like, congrats on the podcast. I'm like, I don't have one. It's just Instagram and TikTok. I was just putting content up. But once I knew I could do it, then I'm like, okay, now I start a pod. But I tell you, just pace yourself, man. You got to give God a chance to enter. Right. Some of us burn out because we want it all today.
You know, when you say that to me, this is how it translates to me because I am a Christian. God's with me the whole time.
Yep.
And when it's, you know, me and my partner, Alpha, we talk about this a lot. It's like, we can't think that what's going on is not supposed to be going on.
Yes.
Like getting people on this show. Yeah, I told him yesterday, it's like, I don't mind calling friends and people that I know who happen to be whoever, but I don't like chasing people.
Nah.
Like Alfred don't like chasing people. Like I'm to a point, like I call you once.
That's it.
I don't want to call no more. But what's in me is like, I want this podcast to be successful. So I put down my ego and say, you know what, let God handle it. Maybe you do have to call this person one more time. Maybe you do have to call them 3 times. Relax. You know what I'm saying? I'm better with someone saying, no, I don't want to do the podcast. Yeah. I'm better with that than I'm calling you acting like you don't see my number. You know what I'm saying?
My podcast is called The Gauds Show.
Right.
The original working title was Combos with the Gauds. Because Gauds is an acronym for Goats and Underdogs. That was the original title, Combos with the Gauds.
Love the name.
And then I was like, you know what? Combos with the Gauds means that somebody has to sit on that couch for me to do this show. I don't want to depend on nobody.
You don't want to depend on
I'll be my first and only guest. The first 15 episodes was all me by myself.
Just shoot.
20, just tell somebody, ask me a question. Ask me a question. I answer it, and then I put that content up. And it was like, because, you know, you got to be 15 minutes long. You got to do it at least, you got, like, you know, podcast rules. So once I did, I was like, just ask me a question for 15 minutes. And then I started going viral, and then Puff posted me. And then all my friends showed up. I don't even know Puff at the time.
Right.
Just got to keep going, man.
Yeah.
I don't care, man, dog. Support is the most overrated thing that humans ask for.
Isn't it?
It's the most overrated thing humans ask for. If you need support, that means you need cheers. If you need cheers, that means you need boos. That means the boos matter and the cheers matter, which means the support system makes or breaks you. I don't need no support. I'm my own support system. I do it my way, and I love what I'm doing. And if you show up for me, thank you. But if you don't, I'm straight.
Well, you heard it, people. You heard it. You heard it. You heard Ray Daniels. If you don't know, now you know.